future.
For more Sylvia's Health Minutes, visit WBRZ.com. Sponsored by Baton Rouge General.
Baton Rouge police are holding a news conference releasing more information into the death investigation of Nathan Mallard. Let's listen in.
Good evening, everybody. Is everyone ready? Okay. Today we wanted to hold a press conference concerning the investigation that initiated as a missing person involving Nathan Mallard. First, I want to start by asking our community to lift the family of Nathan Mallard up in prayer, and that we're sorry for their loss, and we understand the emotions and the trauma that this tragedy has presented to the family. We wanted to provide this update because we understand the public's interest in these investigations and the desire to want information immediately. I want to remind the public that these investigations take time, and it's a process. The Baton Rouge Police Department first received a missing person report on February 23rd, 2023, concerning Mr. Mallard. This investigation was assigned to our Special Victims Unit Missing Persons Division, who immediately began an investigation. Mr. Millard's body was discovered on Monday, March 6, 2023, in the 2900 block of Scenic Highway. On today, the EBR Coroner's Office released a preliminary report that states as follows. On March 7, 2023, an autopsy was conducted on the remains of Nathan Mallard, 42 years old. The preliminary results are as follows. No evidence of internal or external trauma noted. The final autopsy results, pending further studies, including toxicology testing. The cause of death and manner of death are pending completion of the final autopsy report. If you have any questions concerning the autopsy, please contact the EBR Parish Coroner's Office at 225-389-3047. I want to reassure the public that our detectives and our police officers have worked diligently to trace Mr. Millard's whereabouts and to interview all persons who were in contact with him, as well as witnesses, as well as gathering all video evidence that was available. I'm going to ask our VCU commander, Captain Kevin Hines, to provide the public with a timeline as well as information concerning our investigative efforts. I want to say this before Captain Hines comes up. We dedicated many resources, and we still are, investigating this ongoing investigation. Our training academy, our special victims unit, our homicide division, our street crime unit. There's been many searches that have been completed throughout this investigation. So we have been working behind the scenes around the clock since this investigation began. Now I'm going to ask Captain Hines to provide the timeline and information concerning our investigative efforts.
Thank you, Chief. Good afternoon.
Just want to go over a couple of things that were discovered during the course of our investigation. There are going to be some details that I'm going to leave out for the fact that we are still investigating how Mr. Mallard ended up where he did and what happened between the time he was last seen and the time that his remains were located. So the report was made on the 23rd, early that morning, about Mr. Mallard being missing. Our detectives immediately began to investigate. They were able to determine that at about 10:30 p.m. the night prior, Mr. Mallard left an establishment downtown. We were able to track his movements by using the surveillance equipment available at local businesses in the area. We discovered that he went to the Greyhound bus station on Florida Boulevard approximately an hour after he left the downtown establishment. At the bus station, he was actually offered help by a security guard at that location, which he declined. The security guard offered to call him a ride, offered to get him an Uber, to call the police for him. He didn't appear to be in distress. She just felt as though he was out of place. He declined that offer, and he left there under his own accord. He was seen throughout the next several hours. We were able to track him to several different businesses in the Baton Rouge area, and he was last seen, the last location that we were able to put him at was about 4:30 on Wednesday morning. We are talking to anyone who has had contact with him that we can find. We are currently asking that if anybody did have any contact with him during that time or after, that they reach out to the Baton Rouge Police Department. They can call Crime Stoppers at 344-7867. That's 344-STOP. And give the information to us that they're aware of what Mr. Millard's activities were, or where he was, or who he was with around that time. We're interested to talk to anybody who may have had any sort of interaction with him whatsoever during that time. What I can say is that at no point in time on any of the information that we've received or the videos that we've seen does Mr. Mallard appear to have been in any sort of distress. He appeared to be at those locations under his own power, and it didn't appear that there was anything taking place criminally. At this time, we don't have any indication that there was any foul play involved. We are looking into how he ended up where he was, like I said before. But as of right now, we're just asking for anybody that may have had contact with Mr. Mallard since the night of the 22nd to contact the police department and let us know.
Now, I want to say this because I know there's a lot of information up there. This is still an ongoing investigation, and we do know that there has been information that has been released or that has been obtained or reported by the media. We're not going to comment on any unofficial information, any information that was not released by the police department unofficially. Like I said, this is an ongoing investigation, and we don't want to release any information that's going to compromise the integrity of that investigation. Here's what I want to reassure the public. You know, we have so many events downtown in our city of Baton Rouge. Just last weekend, the weekend prior to that, and so many more. Our downtown district, all the redevelopment that's going on down there, not just for events. We see the residential portion of our downtown development district is growing, as well as businesses. It is a safe place It's a safe place to live. It's a safe place to participate in the events. And we are proud of the work that's going on downtown. Our business leaders downtown invested in the camera programs downtown so that not only you feel safe, but that when something does happen, that we have another tool in the chest that can help us in our investigative efforts. And that's what happened in this case. Not just those cameras that we have, but also cameras that are provided by businesses in the area as well. And I'm going to ask our downtown development district director, Ms. Whitney Hoffman, to say a few words.
Thank you, Chief. I also wanted to offer our condolences to the family and definitely our appreciation to BRPD on all of the hard work they've done in this case. And just reiterate how safe downtown is. We are one of the safest places in the city to be. We have hundreds of events, thousands of visitors, thousands of workers, many residents, and we all have fun together and work together in an environment that is very safe with no major incidences. And we look forward to a continued partnership with BRPD to continue to keep it that way. Thank you.
Okay, we'll take questions at this time. Before that, I want to make sure that the public know that this is still an ongoing investigation. I'm going to continue saying that. This is an ongoing investigation. But I also want to thank our partners who have helped us. I want to thank the United Cajun Navy who came out and helped us hand out some goods to our homeless population, at the same time helping us search for the whereabouts of Mr. Millard. And I also want to thank the Texas EquiSearch for also assisting us in those efforts. But I also want to thank all of our residents who took the time to pick up the phone and provide information. Those who call Crime Stoppers, thank you. Thank you. Those who right now are a little hesitant to pick up the phone and call us to just help us with a little more information and fill some of those gaps in our investigative efforts, we look forward to hearing your call as well. We know what happens in this community when people in the community step up, when they're not scared, they're not afraid, when they get involved and they help us. And we look forward to those phone calls as well. So I'll take questions at this time.
Does it appear his body was dumped?
That was Baton Rouge Police giving the latest on the death investigation of Nathan Mallard. We'll have much more from today's news conference coming up on News 2.
So it does appear that he was left there, that's not where, most likely not where he died. I don't want to go into the details of our investigative efforts, but efforts are underway to locate and to talk to whoever may have put him there. And look, we'll ask whoever put him there if it was if something happened and there was a moment of panic, come forward. We just want to know what happened to him. That's our goal, is to find out what happened to him.
Do you believe drugs were involved?
I don't want to comment on that right now. I don't believe. I think I'm going to leave that for the coroner's office. I know they're going to do a full toxicology, and those will be released later. But I'm not going to. I don't want to comment on that right now for the benefit of the family.
You said the last location you guys, I guess, got him on camera was at 4:30. Can you say where that was?
I don't want to say where that was right now, because that is still part of our investigation and our attempt to locate the individuals that may have been with him at that time. We don't want to give we would rather the people that we talk to give us that information to verify it, as opposed to us put it out and now it's out in public record. Yes.
Do you all have any idea, or do you think you have a good idea of who those individuals are that may have done?
Once again, I don't want to comment one way or the other on that, but efforts are still underway. Yes, ma'am.
It was reported that his body was wrapped up in a rug. The rug is still sitting there, and a lot of people want to know why it wasn't collected.
Okay, so whenever we go to a crime scene, our detectives and our crime scene investigators, they confer with each other on what needs to be taken and what doesn't. And they didn't deem it necessary for them to take the entire rug. And I'll just leave that at that. I know there's a lot of speculation, there's a lot of information going on about what we may have found out there, what we may not have. And once again, that's part of the investigation, so I don't want to put that information out. But everything that needed to be collected was collected from that scene.
Can you just clarify once again, the no internal or external injuries from the coroner's office, what exactly they found?
I don't really know how to clear that up any. All I can tell you is that from their report, there were no signs of internal or external trauma, which to us, that kind of leads into the whole foul play thing. There doesn't appear to be any foul play at this point. I know that he was placed there, obviously, by another individual. We would like to know who and why. But just from the autopsy results that were given by the coroner's office, at this time, there doesn't appear to be any signs of foul play. Such as, and just to elaborate a little bit, that would be things such as gunshots, blunt force trauma, things that we would be looking for as investigators when investigating a death. And there were no signs of that.
Do you guys have any evidence as to how he got from downtown to that vacant lot by any chance?
No, ma'am, we do not. Not at this time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time. I just want to stress one more time, please. 344 STOP Crime Stopper. So we're looking forward to that person, persons that have more information that's going to help with our investigation, and that will conclude this conference. Thank you.